So, good evening, at least evening here in LA. So, good morning to all you MN loves in the Philippines and to MNL48 members. Magandang gabi, magandang umaga. Yeah. So here I am, Lock Robster, finally releasing the final part of my MNL48 high school review. Yes, I believe the last vlog I did was also a Friday, and so it's been over a week. I apologize for the delay. It is because something happened to me personally that made me delay in releasing that vlog in the 2 days that I promised after the last one. So what happened was when I released my last vlog, I've been feeling pain in my back the last couple of days, but I brushed it off because I thought it was something else. Okay, 3 days later, that pain also appeared in my chest. And for a minute there, I thought I was having a heart attack. Unfortunately, it was not on the left side, on the right side. And that really scared me. So the day after, I went to the ER, the emergency room, and did a checkup on me. And it turns out it wasn't a heart attack. It was actually something else. So they gave me medication to get through it. Yes, much as I like to tell all of you what was ailing me or what I had, I'd rather not because I don't want you guys to Google it. Yes, so just let this be between us without knowing more details about it, because I don't like you to, how to call this? I don't like you guys to see what I actually had. Yeah. So anyway, everything's cool now. I've been in a lot of pain, but thanks to the medication, I was able to finally be strong enough to do this vlog. So, on to the review, I should say. Okay, so we're in the final week 13 of high school, which is still sad. I wish there was more week than this last week. But time moves on. So let's go to the class lineup, which turns out to be an all-star lineup of high school students. Okay, so for episodes 61 to 62, this was the lineup they did. Sheki, Sela, and Alice, all three honor students. Definitely deserving of the all-star status. Alice coming in at from week 1 to week 10. Sheki was present from all the weeks except for 1 week. I believe it was a week. So was it week 9? I think. Yeah. Well, let me double check that. So I have to go back there. Yes, it was definitely week 9. So yeah. So she had a total of 12 weeks in high school. And Sela, she completed all the weeks, missing only 3 episodes, and makes her the MVP, I guess, of high school. For the other all-star students, Abby and Ash from week 1 are back, basically reuniting with the other 3 honor students from the first episode of high school, minus Ella, Tin, and Gab. Yeah. So yeah, Abby also appeared in week 9 as a replacement for Sheki, and Ash appeared actually back-to-back week 1 and 2 before being ceremoniously eliminated. Yeah. So we have Quincy. I wanted her to be an honor student since she did complete 4 weeks, which is from week 3 to 6. And to round up the last 3 all-star students, Sess, Rance, and Colleen, holdovers from the previous week. Sess making it from week 11 to present. Same with Rance, week 11 to present. Colleen was in week 7, and then 12, and then 13. Okay, so let's move on to episode 61 review. Teacher A is back, and with a surprise, I believe this one was exciting and fun episodes to date in high school. And it is in communication in English, where the whole episode they all speak in English, I guess in honor of the international fans that MNL48 have, which includes me. Yes, and it was fun to see them speaking English. Yes, in honor of all the international fans they have. And yeah, and as teacher A mentioned that for most of the foreign fans out there require subtitles to watch the high school episodes, in which I thank for the channel, the YouTube channel MNL Sub, who release episodes with the English subtitles. Though I speak Tagalog and know Tagalog, understand Tagalog, yeah, I still watch those episodes just to see if they got the subtitles correct. Yeah, so we thank them for that. Okay, so going on with the class, they did a Q&A, almost a beauty contest, beauty beauty queen contest, in the way the questions are given, and they have to answer in English. So first up was Rance, and since Rance didn't have a voice, not sure what happened there, and Cess was used as an interpreter. Yeah, so I was wondering if Rance had no voice, wouldn't it have been wise to put another student, a past student, in her place, maybe like Tin or or Essel, like that, or someone like that, somebody like that, because so I was wondering if it was her Rand's choice to keep staying in high school despite not having the voice uh, to participate in some way. But I guess it was her choice since I guess she wanted to be part of the finale week. So yeah, voice or no voice, she's gonna be there. So yeah, and it's funny how uh, Rance was whispering her answer to Cess, and Cess seems to have a hard time understanding because of English, which is a struggle for her. And one funny part is that instead of saying thankful, she said thank you. Yeah, but yeah, at least they were able to finish their answer, Rand's answer, in the nick of time. Okay, going on to question 2, which is Abby. Oh yes, Abby, beautiful Abby is finally back. Good to see her in this finale week. Yeah. So what I can say about Abby is she can be a future beauty queen. Yes, a future Miss Philippines, maybe a future Miss Universe. By the way her demeanor is in this class. But yeah, I noticed her that she seems to be struggling also with English, even though she does speak English, but she's having a hard time, especially when answering the question, because she's unsure if she's saying it correctly. When she was answering questions, she kind of like stopped and then asked everybody if if was saying it right, and yeah, she was. And there's some grammar mistakes also. But yeah, anyway, maganda siya. So, walang problema. Also, funny part is that she wanted to the the first question that Rand's answered. She wanted to have that question, but teacher A said no. You have to answer question 2 since you are number 2 on the list. Okay, so question 3 was answered by Ash, which is what problem we like to solve in our society today, in Philippine society today, and that's discipline, and I applaud her for that. Yes, because discipline is a very big problem in the Philippines today. If you've seen the traffic situation, just look at the traffic situation, that's how undisciplined the Filipino people are. Yeah, and if they had the system that's governed regarding traffic in Singapore or here in the United States, everything would be better. But I don't know. Traffic has been a problem for a long time. But then again, we could see solutions, but no one knows how to implement these solutions well because some people are going to get offended. Well, Filipinos are also very sensitive. Yeah. So yeah, so I applaud Ash for that wonderful answer. Okay. So going to number 4, and that's Sala. But yeah, her answer is the most emotional one because I feel for her. The question was, what's the biggest regret in her life? And it turned out to be that she didn't show that much love to her father when he was still alive, which makes me wonder how old she was when she lost her dad. because I empathize with her, as I also lost my dad last May. And yeah, and I can understand, and I'm also the same way with Salah, that I wish I showed more love for my dad when he was still alive. But yeah, it's a shame for Salah. I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't know how long her dad's been dead, and I know Salah's 18, so she might have been pretty young when she lost her dad. And my dad lived to the age of 80, and me, I've always felt, and I guess other people as well, especially my brothers, that we all believe our parents will live forever. Unfortunately, that's not the case, and I miss my dad. Yeah, I love my dad, and I cherish the time that I've spent with him, and I wish it could have been longer. But yeah, it was time for him, and yeah, time moves on, and so must we all. There you go. So yeah, so I would give Salas very truthful and honest answer on the number one spot. Yeah. So number five went to Sheki. Yeah, which is what are the three most important characteristics of being an idol. I think Shaki said characteristics or like that. But yeah, I noticed here when Shaki Shaki speaks in English, especially with regards to the letter T, she has this lisp in which when she said the word three, she pronounced it as three, and the word two, she pronounced it as thu. So maybe she realizes it. That's why she was afraid of speaking English. And yeah, I've noticed that lisp in her, I guess, regarding to the letter T. Okay. Yeah, and she did quite a good answer regarding number one being respect, number two, was it confidence? Yeah, and three, golden heart. Yeah. Okay, so yeah. So number six question fell to Quincy. Yes, I love that Quincy's back for the finale because, well, she's one of my favorites. And she really impressed me with her answer. Well, not just her answer, but the way she used English. And I love her ability to speak in English. It's very concise. It's very clear. Yeah, and her answer was very good, which is regarding what is the problem facing millennials today, and that is very true because of the technology. Rather than having a personal conversation with friends, everyone's looking at their phones. Yes, I commend her for that answer. So I put her number two on the list of best answers following Sela. Yeah, very good job, Quincy. Because I'm so impressed by her English because uh, in previous episodes she sometimes spoke in broken English. Yeah, but yeah, seeing her impressively speak in uh, in English was truly something. Okay, so yeah, so going to number seven, question fell to Colleen, in which is if she would shut down the internet or not. Okay, I think I would give her low points on this because I could see she was nervous and she didn't really have an answer. She was just going through the motions, and she was really struggling. But I like the way when she says, "What do you call this?" and then she would just sweep her hair behind her ear, and she did that twice. And I guess that's her nervous tick when when speaking like that. Yeah, and if her question is almost like the reverse question of Quincy's question. Yeah, but yeah, I guess I would suggest practice yourself so you won't be nervous in public speaking, and then try to give your answer more concise. Because if this was actually a beauty pageant, you get low points for the way you answered the question. Yeah. Okay, so number eight question falls to Says, and the question was, you had a chance to talk to President Rodrigo Duterte. What would you say or ask him? And yeah, And I like the part where what I asked him, and Cess just said, I don't know. And then she went on this thing where she couldn't mention, she kept hand gesturing, and everyone was like trying to cheer her on, like Sheki was saying, pull it, hugutin mo. And you can hear Alice say, come on, you can do it. And she was able to answer like, please promote our group through all the universe. And she tried to correct herself, not the universe, and she couldn't think of something until Quincy. I'm sure that was Quincy. Yeah, that outer space, and she took that spread out outer space into Jupiter and all that. Okay, maybe not the smartest of answers, but it was very funny and very entertaining, just like the way we love about Cess. Yes. So the final question, question 9, fell on to Alice, which was, what is your strength as a Filipino? And it seemed very appropriate that she would get this question because her answer was truly amazing, in which her strength is her trust and her love to our Lord God, which is very true that we wouldn't be able to do uh, things, especially at the point we are right now, without trusting God or the help from God. And yeah, and in this time, it's a very worldly time, especially for if you see around the world right now, they seem to have lost their trust and their faith in God, and we should really remind uh, all those who have lost faith and trust that uh, they should try to get it back because you know you can't do anything by yourself, but if you have the trust and the faith in God, that He will truly help you. Maybe you're going through trials and you think God is not with you, but He is, and He's just testing you to see if you'll find the right way, which is the right path to have a good life for you when you're in God's hands. Yes, so Alice's answer put her number 3. So Osella, Quincy, Alice. Maybe number 4 would be Ash. Okay. So yeah, that ends the English episode. So going to episode 62, which teacher Anne will now teach about vlogs in social media. And yeah, it's unfortunate that the episode, I guess, was so highly edited that only 5 vlogs of the students were shown. The others were not shown. Abby, Quincy, Alice, and Colleen's. Even though Colleen's vlog was mentioned in the episode, we were not able to see. Oh, I should mention that before I watched this episode, I saw Ash's vlog and Quincy's vlog on Facebook. Yeah, and I'm not sure, but I believe I saw Alice's vlog too on Facebook, on my timeline, but I didn't get to watch it. But when I went back to her Facebook page, that particular vlog of video was not in her videos. So maybe I'm remembering something wrong, or I'm just imagining it. So I believe Alice's vlog is on Instagram, same as Abby's and Colleen's, because and maybe Cella's, because I look in the all of the members' vlogs, and I could only find Ash, Quincy, and Cess on the Facebook pages. So I'm guessing the rest are on Instagram. As a matter of fact, regarding Sheki, I didn't find her in the FB pages, but I actually Google searched it and found it. Yeah, and I rewatched it there. It was basically the same, since these are all minute vlogs except for one. So yeah, so regarding the vlogs that were shown in the episodes, Rance was very simple, like basically what's in her bag. She's showing the stuff that's in her bag. And then who's next? Ash's vlog was very informative, like teaching us a certain Japanese word. Yeah, very informative. And next was Sarah's, which was her being a fluff ball, she says. But much like the members who watched the vlog, they were very confused, and I was confused about what the point of the vlog was. But yeah, everyone had a kick out of it, of criticizing her vlog. Yeah, and the other vlog was Sheki's, as I mentioned. It's pretty simple vlog, but it's very like chopped up, choppy, choppy, choppy. Yeah, I'm not sure what the one was it, what it was, but yeah, and the final vlog that they showed, and I consider this the best vlog, best vlog, was Sessa's vlog. And what was odd about it, I guess that's why they showed it last. It wasn't a 1 minute vlog, but a 5 minute vlog. And she presented it so well that she talked about a comment that Emin Love gave her, and she had a fan from Spain, and she used her iPhone, I guess, a language app to send out a message in Spanish, and then at the end, she did the endings for Aitakata and Sakura, basically Shaki's part in those, and she repeated it herself, and the class really got a kick out of that. And overall, it was a very fun vlog, and her classmates agree because at the end of it, everyone was like smiling and clapping for her. Yeah, and yeah, it was very successful. So yeah, basically, as a matter of fact, the reason I'm doing these vlogs was I got inspired by that episode. Yes, I've always wanted to be a vlogger, but I didn't know what topic that I wanted to do, since a lot of vloggers on YouTube pretty much covered everything, but then I realized there's maybe not everything. But episode 62 gave me an inspiration to do it, and I decided to do, maybe I'll do a vlog regarding high school, since I already fell in love with high school, fell in love with MNL48. Might as well do my part in spreading the word regarding this this 48 sister group in the Philippines, because not many know them, and once you watch them, much like me, I didn't really care before, but then watching high school, I realized that these girls are something, you know? Yeah. So yeah. So thank you, ML48, for inspiring me to do these vlogs. All right. So moving on. So episode 63 to 64, we had a new group of all-star students, because some of the students in the class were part of the Pag-ibig Fortune Cookie Senbatsu, so they went out to promote the song out there. So like Sheki, Sela, uh, Abby, Rance, and Colleen were not in the class in 63 to 64, since they're out there promoting Pag-ibig Fortune Cookie. So as she mentioned in episode 62 that she was going to take the Japanese proficiency, language proficiency test that very day, so she's not in the class. But Alice was not in class as well, though I was wondering why, since she's not part of the PFC Senbatsu. So I'm guessing she's doing OJT for her nursing course. That's why she was not there. So basically, the remaining students from that class is Quincy and Cess. Yes, and so the rest of the class are composed of Sayaka from week 2 to 3, Grace week 3 and 7, Erica week 4 and 7, Ali from week 5, only week 5, I'll get back to her later, Daryl from week 6 to 9, Eka from week 7 and week 10 and 11, NECA from week 10 and 11. Okay, so that completes the 9-member class. Okay. Oh, as I went through this list, I noticed something. Daryl actually should have also been an honor student if they followed the rule of the 4 weeks, because Daryl completed 4 weeks as well in high school. From week 6 to 9, that's 4 weeks, and that includes the week 7 special music class. But then she still did 4 weeks. So she should have been an honor student, much like Quincy. So if that has actually happened, we'd have had 5 honor students in high school: Daryl, Quincy, Sela, Alice, and Sheki. Okay, but unfortunately, no. Even though I wish that happened because Daryl did a very good job in her classes. Okay, so moving on to episode 63. Oh yeah, one more thing before I do that regarding Ali. That's why I pointed out week 5. She only had 1 week, and she's an all-star. Okay, so I'm guessing the producers, maybe they read the comments from MN Loves, or these were the favorite, like notable students from high school. That's why they put them in class. Because rather than Ali or something like that, I would have chosen maybe like Essel or Tin or somebody not part of the Senbatsu or PFC to be part of this All Stars. At least maybe a member who had at least 2 weeks in high school. Yeah, so it was a surprise for me that Ali made it to the All Star after completing only 1 week of high school. But then again, that's the producer's choice. I guess she has very positive reviews from MN Loves, and the producers liked her. Yeah, and besides, she's cute. So yeah. So what what do I have to say about that? Okay, so episode 63. Teacher Kazu is back. Yes, and yeah. So I believe his subject was face dance or facial exercise, in which he does one of those 8K bingo type games in which you put a rice cracker on your forehead and you move your face so it falls to your mouth. Yeah, almost like the Filipino way we put a peso on our forehead and drop it down. Very old school back then. But now this time they have to use a biscuit for their version. Okay, yeah. So regarding what happened in the class, the camera kept focusing on Erica because I think much like uh, she has a different reaction to Teacher Kazu than Sheki. Sheki would laugh at everything that Teacher Kazu says. For Erica, she just really has this very confused face on what Teacher Kazu was saying, and she even seemed more distressed regarding the biscuit thing on her forehead. Yeah. So, but anyway, on to the games. So they did it by age. So basically, Grace was the first one up. Yeah, and she seemed very embarrassed, especially that she had to part her bangs to put the cookie in, and she seems very embarrassed by her what's behind her bangs, her forehead. But anyway, she was able to complete the task. And along the lines, only two other students was able to complete it. That was Daryl, and she had the most, funny face when pushing down that biscuit using her facial muscles. Yeah, as did Seth. Also had a little bit of funny face, but she was also able to get the biscuit in her mouth just in the nick of time. Yeah, the other students failed because like Eka, she moved her head, as did Ali, and I believe Neka did too. Uh, Sayaka was most funny because the biscuit went down to her neck for some reason, and I mean, if she was a good contortionist, she could have just bent down and was able to put the biscuit back in her mouth. But the way it happened, uh, she's not very flexible. She failed in that contest, and who else? Quincy kind of like cheated because she was jumping rather than using her facial muscles, and the biscuit fell as well. And who else? Uh, I said everything. Oh, Erica. Erica almost got it in her mouth, but it also fell off. Yeah. So yeah. So despite 3 out of 9, yeah, it was a good result in a way. But yeah, also he chose the best one to do that challenge was even though Cess he's the one who mentioned this. Cess did good, but to him, Daryl did better. So that's why I'm thinking that Teacher Kazu's Kami Oshi might be Daryl, because this is the second time he's chosen Daryl as the winner of a challenge. The first one being the makeup one. Yeah. So yeah. So moving on to episode 64, in which Teacher Doi is back, and he mentioned to these girls regarding that they failed in public speaking because when he noticed that when a teacher asked a question to a certain person, all the other girls will start talking too, even though they're not the one who's called to answer the question. I mean, I have a problem with the same thing with my Sunday school class. When I point out the student to answer, another one would answer for her, and it takes me up a little because I am not asking you, I'm asking her like that. So and that's also the problem because I sometimes ask my mom to watch high school with me, so she would laugh with me and at least get to know MNL48 the way I did. But she's annoyed with the girls because they're so noisy, she says. Yeah, so she can't concentrate with all the noise that the MNL48 members make during class. And it was hard for her to understand. Yeah, so yeah. So I agree with Teacher Doi with that. So what Teacher Doi suggested is they do an activity called Oracle, where he would ask a question and then the girls would have to answer the question by going word per word for each girl until they answer the question completely. So they were breaking down in three groups of three. So the first one was Grace, Sayaka, and Ses. And I think this group did poorly because they couldn't get the hang of it, especially Ses. She was having a hard time because instead of one word, sometimes she says three words instead of one. And yeah, by the end of the time, I think we're given 1 minute. And by the end of 1 minute, their answer was very confusing. They didn't really complete it. Yeah, so last place for for group one. Group two was composed of Eka. Mm, let's see, Eka, Daryl, and Eka, Daryl, and Erica. There we go. So they're given the question, what song you would like to sing in front of the President of the Philippines, President Duterte. So their answer was that they would sing First Rabbit. But the other students noticed that two of them, I believe, Eka and Daryl, used two words rather than one. Yeah, but they did it cleanly in a way, but there's still mistakes. So I placed them in second place. So third group is composed of Quincy, Neka, and Ali. So Ali's group was able to answer the question. What was the question? Okay, I forgot the question, but anyway, they were able to answer the that question completely by one word for each member, and yeah, I would give them high marks on that for completing the answer by doing it word per word. And I noticed that Ali went zoom. Yeah, which is in I guess in honor of Jimwell Dampitan. Yeah, which he's also a Filipino vlogger. And I believe I've heard that and a lot of the ML48 members watches his vlogs as well. So yeah, so support Filipino bloggers. I'm a Filipino too. So yeah. So at the end, Teacher Doi asked them to which question do all the girls want to answer. So all nine of them will have to do word per word on a certain question. So they chose number two, which is what song you would sing to President Duterte. So they basically repeated the answer that group two did, in which they're gonna sing First Rabbit because it's the story of their journey. Yeah, and they're able to complete that, and they're happy about it. And Teacher Dai mentioned that this is the last week, and some of the girls are pretty sad. Sayaka even complained that I just got back here after being uh, unceremoniously eliminated in week three. Yeah, And I remember she was sad about that getting eliminated there. But yeah, so yeah, and then Grace had this great idea in which they'll do the Oracle challenge, in which each one will have to say word per word of thanks to the viewers of iSchool. Yeah, I guess that includes me as well. And they were able to do a great job at that as well because Teacher Doi didn't suggest that, Grace did, and so did the other students, and it was a good honor uh, for the thanks or the appreciation that MNL48 has for us MN loves. Okay, so yeah. So lastly, going to episode 65. Okay, the first batch of All Stars are back to give their farewell messages to iSchool and to the fans, and this is headed by teacher Sala. Okay, so yeah, so regarding the messages, I give highlights. Let's see, the highlights for me. I know Colleen, according to Colleen, she lost her original letter and that she had to make one on the fly. That's why she couldn't read it well. Yeah, and let's see who else highlights. Who read something here? I know. Oh, Quincy. Quincy was a highlight too, in which she mentioned in her letter that she was pretty sad or upset that she was unable to get the honor student status even after completing 4 weeks. But she moved on with that, and that she's very happy to be part of the finale week of iSchool. Yeah, good girl. And Cess was also had a long message, and she said that she was really prepared for this one, but she had a lot to say, and her words were also very inspiring. As was Sheki's, and she did Andres Bonifaciovich's "Atapang Atao." But yeah, and she's at the very end where they have to post the messages on the corkboard behind them. I didn't even notice at first that was Sheki. I thought that was Quincy, but turned out to be Sheki, where she was so short she wanted to pin her message at the very top, and almost in the process, she almost either knocked the board down and all the letters that were pinned to it. Yeah. So so that's the farewell of iSchool. Yeah, and I wish there were more, but that's all there is. So I was glad though that Sela and Sheki mentioned that they're gonna have a season 4. Hopefully, maybe it will still be online, but I hope it's an actual weekly show. And it's in the hopes of all of us MN Loves that'll be an AK Bingo type show. And so we could enjoy them. I wonder if they're gonna name it ML Lingo. Just a thought. Okay, so it's a little bit suggestions for the producers what they could do for the future of MNL48 regarding these types of shows. So I'd like to see them do a how to call this an academic test. Yeah, I'm sure if it's a truly academic test, Alice and Ash would would be top notchers of that. But it should be like how to call this common sense test or general knowledge test on certain girls. I'm not sure how that would work out because I know Filipinas are very sensitive, especially if they failed at something. So I'm not sure that I say how it would work out, but I hope there would be good. It would be a good. They'd be good sports at it because, if you don't know what to improve without knowing that you failed in something, might as well know now. So next time you won't get that low score at these kind of tests. Yeah, I know Sakura Gakuin does that kind of J-pop group. Sakura Gakuin does those kind of tests, and that's how I became a fan of that group. Yeah. I know AKB48 did those kind of tests with Michaike. Oh, speaking of Michaike, they also did the athletic meet. I wish ML48 would do the athletic meet between teams. Team M2, N4, Team L, and Kenkyusei will go on those athletic meet, whatever track and field events or whatever they could do to see which one of them is the most physically fit among the members. Yeah. So what else? I like to see a Janken tournament or a Jaken Poi tournament. So we could see maybe a new group of Senbatsu, especially those who are skilled at Jaken Poi. So I know when they did the first Jaken Poi, they did the Juba no Chance. Maybe they'll have a tagalized version of that to those who would win the Janken Jaken Poi tournament. So yeah, so I'd like to see who would be the center of that. Sess maybe? Yeah, we could only hope. Oh yeah, and also maybe they could do a fashion show, like you do an AK Bingo, and actually have a fashion critic there to see, so I could criticize the girls' wardrobe. That'll be fun. Yeah. So yeah, I wish that an AK Bingo show would, uh, MNL48 would have something like that, so we could see all of that. Yes. So yeah, that ends my review of high school. All right, and thank you all for watching. Thank you, MN Loves, for tuning in. Thank you for the ML48 members who watched my vlogs. Yes, and so I'd like to see more of you again. If you want to see more of me again. Yes, so let me just say, if you like it, so like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and just let me know. Have any questions? I would love to answer them. Have any suggestions? Yes, I would. As a matter of fact, one suggested me that Amazing Grace video, and I did a reaction to that. And just because my review of Ice Cold ends, that's not the end of my vlog. As a matter of fact, I have a request to do another vlog regarding the Christmas special, so await that. Yeah, so I might not be doing that soon since I'm still recovering from the ailment I experienced. Uh, yeah, so just wait for me to upload my videos on YouTube. And so since this review ends, I always said that who my Kami Oshi is and Abangan. So this might be a good time to maybe say that. Okay, so let's see. Let's see here. Okay, so I mentioned a lot of my favorites. So definitely Sess was one of my favorites. Actually, is the breakout student of high school. Yeah, and who says Quincy is definitely one of them too. Daryl is also another candidate, as well as Abby and Ash. Yeah, because I like pretty much a lot of, especially those that I made comments on their Facebook pages. Those that replied seems to be my favorites. One of those like Shira, Jan, who else? Gab, Jem, um, Lainey. Yeah, thank you, say Lainey. Oh, Ruth. Yes, definitely be one. Princess. There you go. So yeah, so there's a lot of favorites. I believe in Japan they call it a DD or Daredemo Daisuki, in which you support everyone. But there has to be a number one among those favorites. So uh, have you like to try to guess who my Kami Oshi is? Yes, because if you read a lot of the comments on YouTube, maybe you'd see my name there, and I mentioned who my Kami Oshi was. And I don't think I should change because I have to remain loyal to that. Yeah. So, I know Naikami Oshi is like, she impressed me a lot, you know, and she's cute. I mean, all the girls are cute and all that. So, very shy to mention right now who my Kami Oshi is. But here it goes. So, my Kami Oshi is. Oh, what was that? Oh, that's the timer. Okay. Oh, unfortunately, this vlog has gone on as long as possible, so I'm going to have to say sayonara. Okay. Okay, so yeah, um, I'll end it now with this. God bless, show less. Sayonara!